Hi, I'm Scott Klepfel. I'm the facility supervisor here at Resideo Genesis Cable in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. We are a low voltage wire and cable manufacturer. The business has been here for 25 years. And we're about 260,000 square feet. The plant itself was just unbelievably dark, and now with the new lighting, realize just how bad it really was. You know, when you're in a dark area and you're there every single day, you kind of forget about just how bad it is. It was interesting as we were changing the lighting throughout the plant, so it wasn't like one day everything was changed. So you could see part of the plant was well lit with the LEDs, and then other parts were still with the fluorescents. It literally was like night and day. The goal was to have better lighting throughout the entire plant, looking for energy savings and less maintenance costs associated with our lighting. Our old existing lighting, fluorescent lighting, was at its life cycle. So we had a lot of fixtures and poor lighting throughout because of the fixtures were out, damaged. The replacement was going to be quite expensive to replace what was out, what was bad. And we needed to improve the lighting because it was always a bit dark in the plant, even with the current fluorescent lighting. That transformation has been remarkable. It far exceeded the expectations. The employees have had nothing but positive things to say about it. The lighting, we had a lot of underlit areas, very dark. It was difficult for operators and our employees in general to do their job because of the poor lighting, and that's not the case anymore. The transformation in the lighting of the plant, it was like night and day, literally. The amount of maintenance that goes on with fluorescent maintenance, as far as changing tubes, ballasts, those kinds of things, all of that's going to go away. We're run a very lean maintenance staff, and it just provides the opportunity for our maintenance technicians to be doing other things other than taking care of fluorescent lighting in the plant. We are definitely going to benefit from energy savings. The lighting, again, has been just superior. The areas that have been substantially darker in the plant have lightened up. We can see actually our processes better. Our equipment, when we're working on those, maintenance is benefiting from that, from the perspective of being able to actually see what they're working on. Out in the warehouse and stuff, the operators and material handlers looking at labels and those kinds of things. They don't have to be up close to be able to see something. They can see it from a distance. It's just been a drastic improvement for the business. I absolutely would recommend converting from fluorescents to LEDs. The transformation has just been phenomenal. I've worked hand in hand with CES, and I have just positive things to say about CES. I think they're a quality organization, and they met the timeline, they met the delivery dates and everything else. It's been a wonderful experience working with CES. There has not been one issue. They've been very responsive to any kind of questions I may have or any kind of issues I may have, and they've been very responsive to that. Yeah, well done by that organization. I reached out to Tony. I Googled lighting companies in the local area. There was 2 other companies that bid on a job. We went ahead and interviewed them, got quotes from them. CES wasn't necessarily the cheapest, but it wasn't the most expensive either. And just the interaction with CES, Tony, he was phenomenal in staying with me. He wasn't bugging me all the time. He was very respectful of my time. He came in, we talked a number of times. The project itself took about 2 years for it to be presented and then finally approved and now completed. But Tony was very respectful of that, and he stayed with me every few months or something. He would touch base with me, and he was instrumental in finally deciding to go with CES. And Tony and I discussing the project, we found out that the supplier that CES uses is a company that Resideo has a partnership with. So that worked out very well from the corporate standpoint, and really his knowledge of what we were trying to do was instrumental. He came in, we talked about it, we walked the facility. He was very proactive in bringing the people in that he needed to evaluate our lighting. When we talked about what would best work out in the plant and where, that conversation was very easy and fluid. We had a good communication, and he delivered on his commitment and his promise. And that that transformation was just unbelievable to me. I knew there would be a benefit to the LEDs. I didn't realize how much.